Hello. I'm afraid I've not actually been able to do that much lately. I blame my job. Um, Being a living carer, obviously the facilities I've got is based on the client's room that they give me and the workload. However, it looks like for the next 2 weeks I should be able to get a few hours a day in. So nothing really significant. What I did do, you can't see this on my tablet. I actually bought the Corn Bloodbound book. Now I do buy it on the tablet. The reason being is because obviously I go from job to job. It's literally a case if I can't fit it in my car, I can't have it. So obviously buying books on the tablet is better for me. So let's see if I can get. No, I'm not going to. Um, For those, obviously, I play Corn, more specifically Chaos, Corn Bloodbound, Chaos Warriors, Chaos Demons, and Beastmen. I'm also looking at, I can never remember what they're called. Let me just look them up. Um, War Scrolls, Chaos. I do love the apps. If you've got a tablet and you've not got the app, just get the app. Um, the Legion of Asgore. Um, they're all available through Forge World, and obviously Forge World is quite a lot of money. You're gonna get obviously the quality, but with so many projects on the go, it's really not worth me buying them just yet. However, going back to the Corn Blood Band book, um, those of you that have read, well, most of you who play Age of Sigmar should have read the rules, and you'll see that there's actually Corn is organised into like 8 branches, and then each of those branches are split into 8. And by reading the book, what it's actually done for me, bear with me, I'm still talking. What it's actually done is, my apologies, it's actually enabled me to build a structure um, around my army. And by building a structure, it then gives me a battle plan for building. So, excuse me. So I've got my Mighty Lord of Corn, which is actually going to be a conversion. I'm going to save her for later. I've actually bought a succubus from Reaver, and I'm actually going to build it without the wings. And I'm going to remove one of the swords. So I'm going to use the handle as a whip handle or a chain. And I bought some like cheap necklaces, and I'm actually going to run 3 chains. Um, Again, I should have prepared myself a little bit better, so I do apologise. Um, what I've done is I bought this. How do you pronounce it? Chimera. Um, this is a Reaver model. But what's actually happened is it's too small. It's go and buy the Games Workshop one. It's way too small. So I'm sorry, my camera is really poor quality. Basically, I was going to build a Karanak. I was going to still use the Mighty Lord of Corn War Scroll. So regardless of the models that I use, it's going to have the same stats. But I just wanted to build something a little bit unique, so I was going to actually build my own Karanak because I've got 4 sets of the Corn. I bought 2 box sets and I've swapped out the storm thingies, whatever they're called. Don't care about them, don't like them. So obviously I've built a Mighty Lord of Corn, and I've got 3 hands left over, so I was going to sort of chop. But I looked at this and I thought, well, it's a little bit too small for Chimera, so I'm actually gonna. I've lopped the wings off, and I'm actually going to use him as a hand. Although he's got a lion's head, a sort of a dragony head, and a goatee head, and a scorpion tail. I think that'll be quite good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a chain to each of the 3 necks, and then they will go. And obviously, I just this bugging me now. I only arrived today, and my stuff is in such a muddle. Oh, I've got her. I've got her. So what we have here is she looks skinny, but she's obviously female, and females tend to be skinny. So you've got the wings, which I'm not going to add the wings because obviously Mighty Lord of Corn doesn't fly. So I've still got the cape, and we've got these little chain bits that come off the side. This is going to take some doing because I'm not brilliant with metal models, but that's going to be my overall general. And I've labelled him, numbered him 0. Her, sorry. So then her eight directions is going to be an Exalted Deathbringer, a Slaughterpriest, Exalted Deathbringer, Aspiring Deathbringer, a Skull Grinder, Blood Secretor, Bloodstoker, and Slaughterpriest, which is going to form my Gore Chosen. And then each of those Gore Chosen is then going to have a battalion. So, for example, the first Slaughterpriest is going to have a Dark Feast, and then the Dark Feast then obviously consists of Bloodstokers, Blood Reavers, and then I've just put in some reserve units just to make them up to 8. So what that actually means is that month 1 I can actually target to paint an Exalted Deathbringer, a Blood Secretor, a Bloodstoker, a unit of Blood Warriors, a unit of Blood Reavers, and a Korgoroth. And then month 2 I can aim at doing a Slaughterpriest with a Blood Reaver, another Blood Reaver, more Blood Reavers, and then so on and so forth. So over the course of X number of months, obviously that'll have my main core built up. Now, for those of you who know me, and I ramble on about this all the time. By the way, for those of you who haven't seen it on Facebook, I bought this mug the other month, and I love it. So that's kind of become my new mug for YouTube. Now, for those of you who know me, I don't like to use special characters, and the reason I don't like to use special characters is, I think I mentioned this in another previous video, fluff. A lot of people are saying, oh, Age of Sigmar lacks fluff, they've removed it all. I've got 2 answers for that. First of all, effectively Age of Sigmar is edition 1, and you look at Fantasy edition 1, there wasn't that much fluff, and it took 8 editions to build that fluff up. What we've got is Age of Sigmar version 1. We have some basic fluff, but the way I've interpreted it is you actually create your own fluff. I've been given the skeletal rules, so for example I've got 8 points of the star, and then I build it from there. So my models are going to be built from there. So there's actually no room for special characters because the fluff is being created for me, by me. So that being said, some of the special characters are absolutely awesome, and I do want to include them in my army. So what I'm doing is I'm either going to do conversions or I'm going to use them as a unique model. For example, Scarbrand. I will be buying Scarbrand at some point, but I will use him on the battlefield as an ordinary Bloodthirster. So by buying the Bloodthirster kit 3 times and doing 3 different versions and Scarbrand, that would then give me 4 different Bloodthirsters. I do own the old metal Bloodthirster, but I've decided that because he's so small, I'm actually going to run him as a Demon Prince, which again is great because now I can buy 2 different Demon Princes. I can build them 2 different versions, possibly a 3rd one. I've also bought the Forge World one, so again I've got 3 or 4 different Demon Princes. So now, in addition to using special characters or not using special characters, I also don't like duplicates. Now, if you took in what I said about the list, there's 2 Slaughterpriests. Obviously there's only one Slaughterpriest model, so I bought the Slaughterpriest, but my second Slaughterpriest, I want to make him or her unique. So what I've actually done, it's not a major conversion, it's a little bit of fun. This is going to be my Slaughterpriest. I'm trying to find something to just... There you go. Now, what you may notice is this is Valkia the Bloody. Now, obviously, Slaughterpriests can't fly, so I've removed her wings. I haven't filled them in yet, but I'm going to pop some green stuff. You can see 2 little holes in the back, and I'm just going to fill that with green stuff, and I'm just going to make it look like she's never meant to have wings. And then, obviously, a Slaughterpriest doesn't have a spear. So what I've actually done is I've taken the Blood Secretia axe. Let me just find my other Blood Secretia. Blood Secretia, which one is it? Right. Sorry about this. I really should have planned this better, but you know me, as useless as we come. So, where's he gone? Right, here we go. So, this is my original model, and what we're looking at there is the axe. So what I actually did was I cut the axe off there, so you've just got the axe head. Now this comes into two pieces. I've then down there, where is it? Just there. I drilled a hole down the middle, and then what I did is I cut the end of the spear off for Valkia, and I just got a bit of sandpaper and I just tapered it a little bit. And then what I did is I then threaded this on, made sure it fit okay, cut it to shape, and then just super glued it in. You can see there's a little bit of an issue there. I've just got to sand that down. The next thing is obviously Valkia. She's actually holding her spear. Sorry, this hand. So I'm afraid I can't put any pictures on. So she's actually holding a spear, so she's throwing it. Obviously, I don't want it to look like she's throwing an axe. So I've just repositioned the hand slightly. So rather than having the spear at that angle, I've actually got it straight upright. So other than that, there's no changes whatsoever, apart from the fact that she comes with 32mm base, and I'm actually going to I'm going to put her onto a 40mm base, because that's the base that the Slaughterpriest comes on. So the next issue to overcome is obviously if you look at the actual size of the base of the model, there's going to be an awful lot of base to fill. However, she is actually standing on fiery skulls, so I think I can actually get away with that. Bit of cork, paint it as, I think I'll do a lava base, and then I'll put a piece of cork in the middle to represent a slate stone, and then I'll glue a few extra skulls on. And there you go, there's my Slaughterpriest. So I quite liked him actually, but so there you go. Quick easy conversion. The next planned conversion I have is, because I've got so many sets of Age of Sigmar, I have spare parts. I'm actually wondering whether I could get away with a Bloodstoker, cut off the whips, the ends of the whips, and super glue a chain so that it's solid. And I'm thinking about making an anvil from green stuff. I've been looking online, I've been looking at dimensions of anvils. And then I might just make myself a skull grinder, for no other reason other than why not have a unique model. I'm just going to check my list actually, because I think I may, saying that I may actually buy one, but you know, I just have ideas. Yeah, it was one skull grinder, and he's actually going to lead a red herdsman. So that's my update video. Like I said, I've not actually built anything solid, and I've not painted much. I'm almost a month behind on my Blood Reavers. To be honest with you, I'm just completely losing my mojo with Blood Reavers. I'm picking them up to paint, and I'm just looking at it and I'm just like, can't do it. I can't do it. And then because I can't do those, I then can't do anything else. So I'm actually going to put the Blood Reavers on hold. I may do some blood letters because I worked out a month or so ago that I can do blood letters really quickly, and it kind of really gets me going. And I might do some blood warriors. A unit of 5 blood warriors. I can whip them out fairly quickly, and the results just happen quickly. So that's me updated. I'm getting all itchy now. I meant to say actually at the beginning of the video, I don't know if you can hear any background noises. I'm sorry, we've got Mr. and Mrs. on in the background. The lady I'm working with, she's actually deaf, and obviously I'm meant to be looking after her, and here I am making videos. It's all cool, I'm on standby. So I'll try and put another video out, say on a weekly basis. Some of you actually seem to enjoy my videos, which is nice. But I'm going to try and start something. How about more progress videos? If any of you guys want to do progress videos, I see a lot of 40k videos. I'm not really a 40k player. I love watching the models being painted, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't understand what they are. The reason I don't play 40k is I am on a limited budget, and obviously there's Age of Sigmar is quite a new game, and it's taken a lot of my money. If I then got involved in another game as well, then obviously that's two things taking all my money, and I can't really afford one. Which is why it's just funny actually, because Age of Sigmar I play Khorne, and everyone says, oh yeah, your demons, you can use them for 40k. To be honest with you, the main models that interest me with 40k are the Tau. I don't know if Tau are any good actually. They might be awesome, they might be useless. It might be influenced by the new releases that I've been looking at in White Dwarf. I don't know, they just look, I don't even know what Tau are. So yeah, so if you want to show me any of your progress videos, I'd love to see them. Maybe if you want to post them in the comments, I'll then link them on the main description-y bit. Obviously mostly I'm interested in Khorne, anything that can follow Khorne. And I'd love to see Forge World models, because they are fantastic. Saying that, I'm going to have to sign off because it's now 18, nearly 19 minutes. Hopefully I'm going to have time to paint this. I don't know what to call her. Do I call her the bloody Slaughterpriest? I think was one of the suggestions put forward. But I'll try and update. She is actually quite flimsy. I don't know if it's going to be an issue. I'm going to show you this, because obviously it's fine cast. This top bit's actually broken off at one point, but it didn't break off completely. It just started to split. So what I did is I just carefully pulled it a bit, put in a dab of super glue, and then just put it back and left it overnight. That seems to have done the trick. As you see, I have kept the spear end. It's the reason I've kept the spear end is it kind of looks like a double-ended axe. Obviously the axe head is the bit that's going to do the main damage, but there's no reason why you can't hit and then poof, or something. I don't know. Right, okay, take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed my video. Usual procedure, like if you like it, comment if you want to. I accept all criticism, constructive. Obviously, like most people, I don't respond to just nasty comments. But also, I seem to be getting a few little followers, which is fantastic. I've always said that the aim of my videos is, I still class myself as a beginner, and I watch a lot of videos online, tutorials. One of the ones I do watch a lot is that Jay-Z Productions. He's doing Painting 101, which I absolutely love. What I find with the painting videos, the Warhammer TVs is the same thing. They do these tutorials, and they go, oh, it's easy, yeah, you just do it off. Ta-da, and there it is. The reason it looks easy is because they're really good painters. What I've always aimed to do is beginner videos by a beginner, i.e. me, for beginners. So with that in mind, if you've got any great ideas for videos, I might actually go back to some of my early videos, because I had ideas. As I'm making videos, it's giving me ideas for the next video, and the next thing you know, I've got a big long page of video ideas, and then that piece of paper gets lost and I can't remember what I was doing. But if you've got any ideas, what I'm after is tips and tricks for beginners, the basics of things. For example, should I do a basics video on layering, or do you think there's enough videos out there that perhaps I could just put some links to? Something specific I should do, sciencey videos, why we do this, that and the other, whatever. Post your comments below, I'll read them, always read them, and I'll respond from there. So take care, guys.